The Alpine Formula One team, the 2025 season was nothing short of a disaster. They finished dead last in the Constructors Championship, scoring a mega 22 points. The team has been in a state of constant turmoil with a revolving door of management and a lack of clear direction. Now, as they prepare to become a customer team using Mercedes engines in 2026, Alpine is at a crossroads. They are a team in desperate need of a savior, and they may have just found one in the most unlikely of places. Christian Horner, the man who led Red Bull to 8 world championships before his dramatic exit in July 2025, is reportedly in advanced talks to join Alpine. But this is not just a simple case of a team hiring a new principal. According to reports from the highly respected Dutch newspaper De Telegraaf, Horner is planning a full-scale takeover. The plan is for Horner, along with a consortium of investors, to buy a 24% stake in the team, giving him a level of control he never had at Red Bull. This would be a move of seismic proportion. Horner is a proven winner, a master strategist, and one of the most respected figures in the paddock. His return to Formula One would be a major story in itself, but the fact that he is targeting a struggling team like Alpine makes it all the more intriguing. It is a high-risk, high-reward move that could either end in glorious success or spectacular failure. The 24% stake that Horner is targeting is currently owned by Otro Capital, an American investment firm. It is understood that Otro Capital is looking to sell its shares, and Horner has emerged as the frontrunner to acquire them. If the deal goes through, Horner would become both an owner and a team principal, a role similar to that of Toto Wolff at Mercedes. For Horner, this is a chance to prove that he can succeed outside of the Red Bull empire. He was the architect of Red Bull's success, but he was always working within a structure created by Dietrich Mateschitz. At Alpine, he would have the freedom to build the team in his own image, to implement his own philosophy, and to create his own legacy. It is a challenge that is clearly appealing to his competitive nature. The timing of the move is also perfect. Horner's gardening leave from Red Bull expires in the spring of 2026. Just as the new Formula One regulations come into force, this would give him a clean slate to work with, and it would allow him to shape the team's development from the very beginning. The 2026 regulations are a major reset for the sport, and they present a huge opportunity for a team like Alpine to make a leap up the grid. For Alpine, the potential benefits are obvious. They would be getting a leader with a proven track record of success, a man who knows what it takes to win in Formula One. Oversaw 4 consecutive drivers' championships with Sebastian Vettel, and then another 4 with Max Verstappen. He has managed some of the biggest egos in the sport, and he has consistently delivered results under pressure. Horner would bring stability, direction, and a winning mentality to a team that has been sorely lacking all 3. The combination of Horner and existing executive advisor Flavio Briatore would be a formidable one. Both are strong personalities, and both are ruthless competitors. Briatore himself has a controversial past in Formula One, but he is also a proven winner, having led Benetton and Renault to multiple championships in the 1,990 seconds and 2000s. If they can work together, they could be the dream team that finally turns Alpine's fortunes around. However, there is also the possibility that 2 such strong personalities could clash, which would be disastrous for the team. But there are also significant risks. Alpine is a team that has been underperforming for years, and it will not be an easy fix. It will take time, money, and a lot of hard work to turn them into a championship contending team. Horner will need to be patient, and he will need to convince his investors to be patient as well. There is also the question of how Horner will adapt to life at a smaller team. At Red Bull, he had almost unlimited resources. At Alpine, he will have to work with a much smaller budget, and he will have to be more creative in his approach. The financial aspect of the deal is also significant. Buying a 24% stake in a Formula One team is a major investment, and it will require Horner to put together a consortium of serious investors. The fact that he is willing to do this shows how committed he is to making this work. It is about building something of his own, something that he can be truly proud of. This is a man who has achieved almost everything there is to achieve in the sport, but he clearly still has the hunger and the drive to succeed. It suggests that Renault's long-term commitment to Formula One may be wavering, and it raises uncomfortable questions about whether the French manufacturer may eventually sell the team altogether. If that scenario unfolds, Horner and his investors would be perfectly positioned to increase their ownership stake and potentially take full control of the operation. When asked about the rumors by De Telegraaf, Horner remained coy, offering neither confirmation nor denial. He simply stated that he would not comment further on speculation. Alpine issued a similarly guarded response. The silence from both sides speaks volumes. It suggests the negotiations are entering a delicate phase where public scrutiny could jeopardize progress. And the fact that the story leaked to the media, especially through a publication known for reliable F1 sources, is a strong sign that there is real substance behind the whispers. The Dutch press, particularly De Telegraaf, has broken major Formula One stories in the past. They would not risk their credibility by reporting something flimsy. This is not mere gossip. It is a legitimate possibility gaining momentum behind closed doors. Another looming question concerns Red Bull's reaction. The team is already navigating a difficult transitional period. Laurent Mekies has stepped into the team principal role after Horner's departure, inheriting the responsibility of guiding the team through the 2026 regulation overhaul. Their engine development project for the new power units is reportedly behind schedule, and there are growing concerns about whether the team will be competitive when the regulations take effect. The idea of Horner joining a rival team, especially one that is strengthening through fresh leadership and Mercedes power, likely will not sit well with Red Bull's leadership. His move could inject an additional layer of political intrigue and competitive rivalry into the 2026 season. The natural question now emerges: can Horner transform Alpine into a team capable of challenging his former employers? For the drivers at Alpine, the prospect is electrifying. Pierre Gasly and Franco Colapinto are already confirmed for 2026, and both will hope that Horner's arrival provides renewed direction and a car capable of consistent podium contention. Gasly, in particular, has endured seasons of stagnation and internal frustration as Alpine struggled for competitiveness. The arrival of a proven leader like Horner could reignite his career and give him the stability and confidence he desperately needs. The broader implications for Formula One extend far beyond one team. If Horner succeeds, his comeback would stand as a powerful reminder of the importance of leadership in the sport. It would prove that even a team stuck at the back of the grid can be revitalized with the right management philosophy and organizational structure. Formula One has always been about more than the biggest budget or most advanced facilities. Success depends on choosing the right people, making bold decisions, and executing a long-term plan. If the deal ultimately materializes, it could become one of the most compelling narratives of the decade. A story of redemption for Horner, a story of ambition and rebirth for Alpine, and a moment that reshapes the Formula One landscape. With sweeping regulation changes arriving in 2026, the sport is entering a new era defined by innovation and uncertainty. The return of one of Formula One's most successful, polarizing, and influential figures would only raise the stakes. The battle for the 2026 championship is already projected to be intense, and the emergence of a Horner-led Alpine project would add yet another unpredictable element. The coming months will be pivotal. Negotiations are ongoing, and teams, investors, and fans around the world are watching closely. If this audacious takeover becomes reality, the consequences could ripple through Formula One for years to come.